Hey, this is Bradbury. Just doing a quick video to show some of the mangling capabilities of the Deluge because I use a particular method that I never really have seen any videos on, so hopefully this is pretty clear. There's a lot of debate about Deluge versus Octatrack and yada yada yada, so hopefully this will show you some of the capabilities of what this machine can do when it comes to messing with audio. I'm going to show this really simply. I'm just going to start a new project with just one of the default kits. And if you do want to think about this in terms of a comparison to the Octatrack, which I had before this machine, and I loved it and hated it simultaneously, we've got 8 rows that we can see just in a default kit. And that would be like, kind of like an Octatrack's 8 tracks all here. Let's just pretend for a sec we had an Octatrack loaded with some drum samples. So let's just make a little pattern. Okay, pretty simple stuff. Let's take this hi-hat and let's just sidechain it to the kick. Let's apply a little bit of stuff to the entire group. Let's make it a little bit noisier. Okay, nothing out of the ordinary, whoa, so far, except for that crazy bit crash. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to resample it, and Deluge is super easy to resample, which I love. So I'm going to hold record and hit play. And there we go, I've got it resampled. Gonna go back to my main kind of song menu, switch off that kit, start a new kit, and load that resampled pattern into it. So here, I wasn't super clean with the resample, but that kind of doesn't matter because it's part of the joy here, because what I'm gonna do is mess with this a bit. So I'm gonna take that, pitch it down. And that's obviously moving slowly, so let's separate the pitch from speed, make it independent, so now it will be able to pitch without changing time. Let's mess with it. Alright, let's resample that. And what you can do is, I'm just going to switch that one off by muting it, and load that new resample, whoops, like that. So now it's the same thing, just on its own independent row. So this kind of green one, but this original one is muted out. And I can keep messing with it in the same way. Let's speed this one up. But let's separate time and pitch again. Get this really grainy kind of feel to it here. Let's add a bit of delay to it, but make it really fast to emphasize that. Alright, it's getting nasty. Resample. So resample that again. Let's make a new track here with that newly resampled bit. And let's pitch it down again. Actually sounded cool when it's linked. Because all of that granular kind of mess is starting to get really pulled apart. Just brightening it up here with the EQ. Now I don't just have to, play a full row, but that sounds kind of cool. So let's just hit it so it's got 2 independent hits here. And let's take the same sound and put it on another row. And let's pitch it up instead. Whoa, okay, yep. Sounds absolutely rip-roaring nasty. Let's pull some of the highs out. And let's take this one and let's just blow it out with a bit of reverb. And let's put the sidechain on, because what I might do is go back to my original drums, mute everything except the kick drum, And Wow. Let's extend the pattern by doubling it. Again, that's a pain to do in the Octatrack. And let's take this one, double it, and pitch that one up even further by P-locking it. Sure, why not? Let's take this part, P-lock it down, and let's make that nasty with some delay. And let's pull out some of the lows. So I'm P-locking that filter in there. Let's take this one and let's put the side chain on that so it pumps with the kick. Going to adjust the depth of that side chain and release a little longer. I'm going to do the same with this one. Make this really obvious by going back to my original drums and just making it a 4 on the floor. Let's resample the whole thing. Alright, let's go a full new kit. That's what I love about this thing. Now instead of using that resample just as another row, I'm going to chop this one up instead. New kit. I'm going to slice it to, let's go 8 slices. You can probably hear the industrial potential there. Let's just randomly. Now, with the other stuff muted out. Let's take the whole session, turn down the tempo. Might take one of these and adjust where it is on the waveform. Let's make it there. Or there. It's getting wild. Alright, let's take this one, pitch it up. This one. Pitch it down. Up. Down. Up. Way up. Let's get wild with some of the other stuff that it's got in here. So let's keep that as a really ridiculous drum beat. And let's take another kit. And let's do that same thing. So let's have one of them doing this. And it's kind of starting with a kick. I don't want it to do that. But instead of kind of mucking around, I'm just going to reverse it. Actually, that's cool as shit. I should have done that to begin with. Yeah. Side chain it. Let's go back to my original drums. We'll switch these on as well. This resampled kit's too loud. I'm going to turn it down. And side chain it too. Why not? what's playing in the background. Let's speed them up. Anyway, so it's getting pretty wild. Hopefully you get the idea. Deluge can go deep, deep, deep with the choppy chop chop, especially when you use the resample function. Super easy to do. Anyway, hope you dig it. Leave a comment.